Every day I always play a movie in my head, and it's getting closer to the goal and getting closer to the goal. It's becoming less of a movie and more true, more of a reality, you know. And it's just, you know, my dream. I've been playing it in my head since I was a kid, but now it's coming into reality now. Hi, my name is Victor Pasillas from East Los Angeles, California, new resident in San Carlos. I kind of, you know, was just a neighborhood kid. I used to love to fight. It used to be my thing, you know, just having those hands flying.
How old were you your first fight?
My first fight, I was 8 years old.
Damn,
you know,
wait, street fight?
No, my first street fight, like 4 years old, 3 years old. You know,
you're just born to it.
Yeah, you know, my cousins, we fight within each other. When we go to the park, you know, kids would be on the swings and all that. We'd be, you know, growing up in the neighborhood, you're kind of growing up against a tough group, and everybody there is trying to be the head honcho, trying to, you know, run things, and you know, and my cousins and us, we were kind of just down for our shit, you know. Fighting wasn't like, oh, we're gonna fight. No, it was just like, yeah, we're gonna get down, we're gonna rumble. When I first walked into a boxing gym, was, you know, I was in South Almani. I grew up in Almani, and you know, the southern end of Almani was like probably like a mile and a half away from where we were at. And there was a community center, and in that whole center there was a boxing gym. I kind of went to the community center, and I remember like all them kids were like good fighters, but they weren't as crazy as me. They weren't. I always thought like, oh no, they're not as down as me. They're not as I know I can do that way better, but I was too young. Ben told me, hey, you have to be 8 years old to start here. So, you know, as I turned 7 years old, and I was sitting outside on my skateboard. And I guess, you know, after sparring, he would have his guys run in the parking lot. And he stepped outside, and he seen that I was sitting on my skateboard. And he goes, how old are you now? And I was like, 7.5. And I had just turned 7. And he's like, really? He goes, no, you're not. You were just 6 like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I was like, I turned 7 2 months ago. And it was like around April. And he goes, you know what, come here. And he gave me a couple raps, and he goes, as long as you don't gangbang here, as long as you don't start no trouble, you can hit the bags in the shadows. Like, meaning stay out of everybody's way, and you can train here. So, second day there, they threw me in the ring. I sparred Alex Luna, and I sparred Xavier Montalongo. My first day there. You know, you can split these guys up. One side went out him, and one just won the state championships. Yeah. And those are my boys right there from day one. But I sparred them my first days, and they already had a couple fights. But, you know, right away, I remember I jumped in the ring with Xavier Montalongo. We were going at it. It was good, you know. But then when I went in the ring with Alex Luna, I remember he had a right hand that hit me hard. One right hand that hit me hard in that whole session. And I went home and I thought about that all week. I came back the next week and I was like, I want to spar him. Because the guy, Ben Leary, goes, do you want to spar? And he thought I was going to get scared and say no. I was like, yeah, but can I spar him? Because he hit me with the right hand. And I remember Ben Leary goes, you're going to be a world champion one day. So ever since then, I knew, like, hey, this is me. I love this. And that's how it all began. Well, I won 25 national titles and 5 world championship titles. And let me tell you, all that wasn't just, oh, you know, natural. It was all hard work. I worked hard every single tournament. I'm talking about till my arms were tired. I can remember going home so tired, going to sleep with my raps on, still showering, not being stinky. And I was old school all the way, you know? You know, I've always thought of it like, if you're tired, that means it's working. If you're tired, you gotta get more tired. If you're tired, that means you're reaching the limit. Oh, you know, you're supposed to get excited when you get tired. You're supposed to be like, okay, now I'm reaching now it's time to reach the next limit. And go home and be exhausted. It's not about being tired. It's about trying to get exhausted. And I've always looked at it like it's better to get tired here, get worn out here, kill yourself here, and get in the fight and have an easy fight.
Why do you fight?
I fight because, you know, there's people that fight out there. Let me tell you, man. There's people out there that fight for their kids. There's people out there that fight for. I fight for me. I fight because no matter what in my life, I always found darkness. I always found dead ends. I was always hoping, wishing, wanting. But the only thing that always fulfilled my needs was fighting. You know, I always wanted a family. I always wanted parents. My uncle adopted me when I was a kid and all that. He was the closest thing to that. But I still always wanted that. You know, in Spanish we call it cariño. It's love. You know, that fatherly, parentally love. I never loved anything besides boxing the way I love boxing. You know, there's nothing in this world that ever came close to my heart as boxing did. You know, my kids now and my wife now, yes. But there's still something that nobody can ever take from me, and that's these hands and that talent that the God gave me in these hands. And that's why I love it, and that's why I do it.